Can you recall a time your family has experienced any hardships? Have you overcome them? How has your family inspired you to keep moving?
We've experienced many hardships. I would say when Alexa was bullied in middle school, I think that was one of the hardest times our family ever went through because she was depressed and we really at first couldn't figure out why. And it was just, everything changed pretty much in our lives then, it seemed like. Um, and I didn't really know that bullying was going to be such an issue. And then whenever my daughter Adrienne was sick as a baby, she developed pneumonia when she was like a month old, and she almost died. That was pretty devastating to me. That affected my life in a big way. Hardships, Joe had a DUI. That was pretty hard. Of course, he was found not guilty, but just going through that process was horrible on our family. Financial stress, we have that. We have just having the teenage girls. We have a lot of hardships in our family. But yes, we do always overcome them. We always pull out ahead. And I think my family, us being together, when someone gets down or they get depressed or they feel like the world's kind of caving in on them, somebody always comes and helps lift their spirit and encourages. We all encourage each other. So when one person needs guidance or encouragement, one of us is always there for the other one. I think we recognize that in each other. So it's just the spirit of each family member rises above the other, and we pull each other through. And I guess like we want to all please each other. Like we don't want to let the other person down. So somehow, some way, we overcome those obstacles in order to help each other.
Can you recall a hilarious moment in the past year that had you on the floor laughing?
That would have to be when Adrienne told me about my neighbor's dog chasing the maid out of the house. Well, what happened was the maid, the Spanish-speaking maid, came out of the house with the vacuum cleaner, and their dog has this obsession with vacuum cleaners. Like, they can't have a vacuum cleaner in the house. The dog will like break through the closet door to get to the vacuum cleaner, so they don't have one. So when the lady came to clean the house, Bob had the dog out. We have this cul-de-sac beside our house, and Bob had the dog out. I didn't even witness any of this. Adrienne told me the story, but I could just picture it. And it's a Jack Russell. So the lady comes out with a vacuum cleaner, and the Jack Russell makes a beeline for her. Of course, she thinks the dog's coming to attack her, but it's really going to attack her vacuum cleaner. And Bob doesn't speak Spanish, so he couldn't tell her that the dog wasn't going to attack her. So she's pushing the vacuum, like spinning in circles, hitting the dog, pissing the dog off even more, screaming, "Ay, Dios mío, oh, God, help me, help me," in Spanish, you know. And Adrienne sitting on the side of the cul-de-sac just watching the whole thing, she said, "Mom, I just cannot quit laughing." And Mr. Bob, you know, he's trying to get the dog off the lady. The dog would just not stop. So I could just picture that. That made me laugh pretty hard when Adrienne told me that story. And as she's telling me the story, we're pulling up, and then the dog is attacking another dog, one of our neighbor's dogs. And so it's pretty comical when that happens. And yeah, that had me laughing pretty hard.
What is a day in the life like at your household?
A day in the life at my house, it usually starts off, well, it can go either way. It just depends. It can start off calm and everybody's kind of doing their own thing in the morning, or somebody will not be able to find something, or someone will have taken something of someone else's, and then it can get chaotic right from the get-go. But normally we're running from practice to practice. Everybody needs to go somewhere. Everybody has something to do. A day in the life, let me think about that. Yeah, so there's a lot of dog pee in my floor and a lot of dog poop. There's a lot of cleaning to be done. There's a lot of things to do. It seems like most of the time my day doesn't even start until 2:30 in the afternoon, and that's when the girls get out of school and everything gets pretty chaotic. So a day in the life here, there can be laughter, there can be tears.
What about a weekend?
A weekend in my house is just a revolving door. People coming over, the girls wanting to go out. Joe and I like to do yoga every Sunday, and we have our time where we like to go to yoga and go eat, and we usually try to do that alone. That's like our little Sunday escape, and the girls usually sleep in because they've been out the night before. During school, there's football season. We're at the games. All the girls are involved in different activities. So a day in the life here is pretty emotional and pretty energetic. We do a lot. We're busy. Just making these tapes was, it was hard.
Why your own show? What sets you apart from all the other families?
I think our open-mindedness sets us apart. I think really that's the one thing that I see in families. Parents tend to teach their kids a very closed-minded attitude towards other people and acceptance. And I think that that's the big thing in our house is just the open-mindedness to all cultures, to all religions, to all people. And just to, the yoga, the hand reading, Joe being Mexican, me being white, that little aspect of it. And I mean, I'm really, Alabama hillbilly white, and, so the combination of our cultures and our different attitudes and how expressive we all are, allowing each other to express their own opinions, and we don't really hold anything in. So I think for people to just see that the different views, the unlimited views that we have, would be a reason for our own show. And because all my girls are beautiful.
If your family reminded you of any family from TV or the big screen, who would they be and why?
Well, I would say Freaky Friday for Alexa, because our roles are pretty reversed. Like, she usually is the boss, and people always tell me how I should get her under control. But I think because I see things not really on a flesh, like we're here in the flesh now, but there's like a soul level, I feel like she is really powerful and people don't understand that. So I feel like sometimes we have this role reversal going on. And for everybody else, let me think, if there was a reality show or another big screen, who would we be? I always relate to Terms of Endearment for some reason. I don't know why, I just do. Because her mother was so doting on her, and it's an old movie, and I'm pretty doting on my daughters. And then a reality show, I don't really know that there's a reality show. I don't know. I like to watch that 70s show a lot. I don't know if it's because it reminds me of my household or not, but I don't know.
Good job. I would say our life is like the Real Housewives life. Yeah, we're rich and we make a lot of money. And we're married to Springer.
Who?
No.
Springer?
The person who wrote...
Oh, maybe it would remind me of Jerry Springer? Is that what I should have said?
Oh, no.